We have the internet to expose the lies. If this isn't 20 years ago when you were on CNN, and we couldn't expose things, we can expose it now, and they still do it.
Well, I guess I would ask myself, like, I mean, I lie. If I'm really cornered or something, I lie. I really try not to. I try never to lie on TV. I just don't, I don't like lying. I certainly do it, out of weakness or whatever. But to systematically lie
and then, of
like
course,
that,
I never mention it afterwards,
without asking yourself, like, why am I doing this? So if these people ask themselves, why am I doing this? You say, well, because I want to protect the system, because I really believe in the system. Okay, who's running the system? You're lying to defend Jeff Bezos? Like, you're treating Bill Gates like some sort of moral leader? Like, are you kidding? Like,
there's a video that Eric Trump retweeted a few days after the election that purported to show Trump ballots being set on fire.
Oh, I've seen that video.
That's false. The election officials who control in Virginia those set of ballots said they're not real ballots. Is that not a good service that something like that gets when it's shown to be false?
No.
Why not?
Because why can't somebody say, how do we know that's real? Aren't we smart enough to say, whose video is this?
Eric Trump wasn't smart enough. That video played into the idea on election week that there was all this mass fraud. It played into the idea.
No.
Not only is a former president doing boxing commentary on the 20th anniversary of 9/11, not only is he doing it with his doofus son, but the son even sort of turns it into a grift, which you'll hear in this clip. Take a look at this.
We're here at Hard Rock in Florida. And
by the way, the audio is all you can barely even hear Trump.
To have hopefully a very great night with a lot of great champions, and they're going to be, to them, they're going to be having a good time. I wouldn't want to do it. A lot of people wouldn't want to do it, but they look like they're going to have a good time. I just saw a couple of the fighters.
The desperation from Don Jr. to be liked by his dad and the stupid forced laughs at every dumb joke, it's almost sad.
They love doing this stuff. So we're going to watch Evander and Vitor. We're going to watch Anderson Silva. Tito, great one. Tito is fantastic. We're going to have some fun tonight.
Guys, I think this is going to be a lot of levity at the end of a rather somber day. Have a little bit of
levity at the end of a somber day.
And don't forget to shoot me your questions. I may have to finally twist his arm a little bit to find out about Area 51 and the aliens and whatever else you may want to ask about. So
you know what this is? He was doing this grift all day, Don Jr. This was a pay-per-view event. And so Don Jr. was teasing, I'm going to take questions, and maybe some of the questions will be about the truth about aliens. What does Trump know about aliens? Because he's the president and he was told all sorts of stuff. It's all a grift in the end. They will do anything for a buck and or for publicity.
I had this guy on, Dr. Pierre Corey, and he is, what is the organization he's from? Frontline COVID Critical Care Workers. He's well-established doctors, treated thousands of people with COVID, and they've early on in the pandemic, they found some good efficacy with ivermectin.
Why do you not want the vaccine?
I ain't taking that. I ain't taking it. I don't like people trying to push a shot on me or something else because I'm this bull-headedest fella you ever seen.
Last fall, COVID put Wayland in the hospital for 7 days.
I was on everything they had. Steroids, full drip, plasma from people that had COVID, drugs that they give my president, Trump, and they finally burned it out of me.
What's the difference, though, between the vaccine and the drugs that you did take, like Regeneron?
Well, I would have took anything. It wouldn't have mattered what it was.
But why would you trust Regeneron and not the vaccine?
Am I going to have to tell her? I don't know. Well, the one thing is, they shafted my president. They would have had the vaccine, already had it, but they wouldn't give it to him because they knew damn good and well he'd be reelected. There wasn't nothing nobody could do. So they had to swindle around and skin around and keep it from him just as soon as the election was over. Here, we got it. You shafted me out of my president. I ain't taking your medicine. Not from, I'll take what they give him, but I'm not taking yours. That's what pissed me off, and I ain't taking it because I'm that bullheaded.
Can you imagine that Tony Blinken or Miley?
how's that guy a general? Jesus. The other day, he said that the Bagram Air Force Base is not strategically important. I wanted
strategically
to grab his, what do you have, 5 stars, 10 stars, 12 stars? He has so many stars that coming up into his ears. I wanted to grab his stars, shove it down his throat and say, it's 400 miles from China, asshole!
Whoa.
China is going to be our enemy for the next 40 years. You have an air base 400 miles from them, and you're giving it up, idiot!
Like, how dare you do that? How dare you use your power to protect and guard the powerful,
Rupert Murdoch,
even as you clamped, put your boot on the neck of the weakest piece. Some Catholic school kid from Kentucky. It's like a parody. Are you kidding? He's a child, and you're using your power to crush him, to wreck his life. Like that shocks me. And I have to say, there have been many times in the 25 years I've been in TV where I think, are we using this like very substantial power that we have to put pictures on the screen to hurt weak people? And I have done that inadvertently over the years because I got carried away, but I really try not to. And everyone who works on our show is very aware of like the most basic rule, which is don't piss down. Don't attack people beneath you. If you're going to, take a punch, make sure it's upward. Someone who's richer, stronger, more powerful, in charge of more things than you are.
Or black or non-white.
Oh my God.
Like, that's just like a life rule.
Refugees. Right.
Right. Afghan refugees.
Right. Afghan refugees, Mexican immigrants who are making this place dirty. And the amazing thing is, like, this guy wants credit for, I have really, I mean, just keep going. I mean, main journalist targeted by Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson attacks non-binary CDC worker for being a left-wing activist. I mean, this is just like in the past, 12 months. I mean, we can find more and more of these, believe me.
Facebook is a place where you share information, and you can kind of pick and choose which information you think is good and which information you think is not so great.
But if there's so much information, are you sort of cherry picking your facts?
You could. I mean, whose reality is important but your own reality?
But shouldn't we have a shared understanding of it?
You can't do it. It's impossible. It's impossible because of the bias.
Frontline 19 Critical Care Alliance.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had him on, and he had talked to me about it. He's not the only doctor that told me to take it. Multiple doctors told me to take it.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to have what is the exact thing it's supposed to do? There's something that I highlighted.
Who paid you? Christ, that is crazy. I don't know.
Well, if I had to pick somebody in the world, not only a professional boxer, because I'll take a pass on the professional boxers, that can be a very dangerous subject. But if you said, if I had to box somebody,
anybody,
I think probably my easiest fight would be Joe Biden, because I think he'd go down very, very quickly, very, very quickly. He once said, "Oh, I'd like to take him behind the bar," and he'd be in big trouble if he ever did. Now, I think Biden would go down within the first few seconds.
The first few seconds. All right, President Trump, thank you so much for your time. We will see you on Saturday night.
Oh, God. Guys, how?
The book also quotes Trump as telling his always loyal Vice President Mike Pence that if he didn't refuse to certify the election results, quote, "I don't want to be your friend anymore."
You can't show everybody, right? You can't show, look, every one of them would like to show you the 10 people that supported them. Right, Espo? Right, Joe? Right? You didn't do it on your own. How many people did you have helping you? I had Denny, I had Tony, I had Howard, I had Joe. And
Phil was in the mailroom.
And a lot of people. Where's Tony? I mean, these people, they were with me.
And this is obviously, I'm not a doctor. It says ivermectin was found to be a blocker of viral replicase, REPLICASE protease, and I don't know what this word is. Human TMPRSS2. I don't know.
Things about that tweet. Last night we read it, we put the graphic on the screen, and we suggested that Nicki Minaj's cousin is the one with the swollen testicles in Trinidad.
Right.
And we were wrong, and we want to admit it. We henceforth correct the record. Nicki Minaj's cousin's testicles are not swollen. As far as we know, he's fine. It's Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's testicles who are swollen. We haven't been able to figure out whether this show is broadcast in Trinidad. But if Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend is watching, or his former fiance is watching, we want to hear your story. We'll come to Port of Spain to see you. Let us know.
I mean, I lie. If I'm really cornered or something, I lie. I really try not to. I try never to lie on TV. I just don't, I don't like lying. I certainly do it,
Replicase, REPLICASE, protease, and I don't know what this word is.
Yeah.
And we could.
And have you anything else to say in your defense? Janet Green? Thank you.